All right, top billing, shit getting real out there in Oregon. I'll leave a link at the end of the video to where you can check out my Tyler Shuck breakdown and my Joe Moorhead breakdown. But man, what does this mean for the University of Oregon, a team that I think has a straight beat on being in the playoffs with a guy like Tyler Shuck who has no starting experience but is very talented. Now you add in a guy like Anthony Brown who has a ton of experience, albeit may not be as talented as a Tyler Shuck, as a natural thrower of the football, although he's a very good thrower of the football. Pretty athletic, not the most athletic guy you've seen, but definitely somebody who fits what Joe Moorhead is trying to do. And I will say this, when you're a grad transfer, you're picking your spots. It's a collaborative effort with the coaching staff and a guy who they know that if they bring him on, he has 1 year left and he could have gone virtually anywhere that he wanted. So does he supplant a guy like Tyler Shuck? I don't know. Maybe so. But let's look at a little bit of a film study.
What more can I say?
Top billing.
All right, so check this out. At Boston College, in Mike Bajakian's offense, it was a pro style mixed in with a ton of elements of the spread. So I would say that under Steve Adazio's guidance, of course, he's going to have a lot of QBs that are versed in a whole bunch of different concepts and schemes. Now, he worked from under center a lot, probably something he won't be doing at Oregon. Of course not. You see here back to the basket play action fake on this trap play, right? They're going to trap a guy there, but the offensive line gets super muddy, right? Super muddy, but he's able to navigate and make something out of nothing. You see here, pretty decent pocket field. Was going to pass this, but look, everybody's in his lap. He has like 2 of his own teammates in his lap. He has to reset, bolts the pocket, gets it out the back door. Now scramble rules ensue. And he's able to make something out of nothing. Very kind of like Darren Thomas from back in the day, right? Not to make the obvious comparison to that, but throwing mechanics and everything like that does kind of remind me of Darren Thomas. This is a pretty good throw, though. Made something out of nothing. All right, you're going to be working towards the boundary here. And even though they're in a shotgun with an empty formation, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a spread. Nobody's pushed out past the numbers on the wide side of the field. And it's more of a constricted space they're working with, though. They're going against a little bit of an overhang defender here with the linebacker than the corner, going against an out in a slant route. So he navigates this with his eyes by manipulating and really looking at the out portion of this combination. And he does a good job of coming to the slant. So immediately comes out here on the pull. He's looking that down. This shoots both defenders over there to the out route. But he knows exactly where he wants to go with this. Look at his mechanics, though. Look how far he brings this bad boy down. Got an elongated delivery in his kind of 3/4. It's a funny throwing style. But he can be very accurate at times. And this was a good throw here. But great eye manipulation and a great understanding of the defense. If I had to pick one attribute that I think Joe Moorhead was attracted to, for Anthony Brown, it had to be the fact that they use him on a lot of sprints and rollouts and boots. We see right here, though, him making a mistake. There's a smash concept going on at the top of the screen here, but it's into kind of a combination coverage to where the cornerback, it looks like he's going to be kind of in man coverage, and then he sinks back and he gets hit. He being Anthony Brown trying to hit the corner route. So we see him on the sprint action going on. Now, you originally think that this guy's in man coverage, he's going to stay with the quick curl right here. However, my man right here sinks back. He already had committed that he wanted to go to this corner route. He should have kind of maybe aborted and threw it away, but he tries to make something out of it, and he threw it into double coverage, and it probably would have gotten picked off by the guy who was covering the corner route anyway. But you see here, terrible mistake. You can see it from this angle. It was just a poor choice all around because the cornerback right here was going to undercut this anyway. You see him, he already starting to undercut it. And then, of course, this guy dropping back and actually intercepting it. So just poor. But he doesn't make a ton of mistakes. So that's the good thing about him. All right, tough kid staring down the gun barrel in this particular throw. Puts it on the money too, right? So this has to do with the personnel that he's throwing to, not necessarily him, because he puts this bad boy in a tight window, and it's a perfect, accurate throw, and his man just dropped it. Check it out from this side right here. Now we get to see his arm. You get to see his arm sliding up close. Look at that. Look how far it comes down. Kind of like almost like Byron Leftwich maybe? But then he comes with it 3/4. Definitely an interesting throwing motion, but this was an accurate throw. If this is Micah Pittman, this is a touchdown. All right, booting out the pocket again. A fake jet action going on. Now look, they're going to boot this out. Looks like it could be kind of a sprint out, actually. But guess what? Nope. Got him out the pocket on some split flow action damn near. Throw it back across the field. Good stuff right there. Just using his legs in a whole bunch of different fashions. All right, quick decision making definitely is going to be in vogue in Joe Moorhead's offense. Got spacing concept here. Looks it off, manipulates, immediately is able to anticipate this throw between these two linebackers. Right, sticks route, hits him, allows him enough time to get upfield and get this first down on a 3rd and 8. All right, we see him at depth here in the shotgun, pushing the ball down the field a little bit. They still roll him out and really drop him past depth and let him push the ball down the field. I'm not sure if that's indicative of what they feel about their offensive line, but you see him pushing the ball downfield. Touchdown. All right, back under center. Back to the basket, play action fake. Immediately whips his head around. Now working with the tight end, Boston College was real big on throwing the ball to the tight end, and so is Joe Moorhead. So look at the accurate throw here to a tight window. Puts it right on the money. Very accurate throw. I think he was starting to hit his groove when he got that knee injury. So I wanted to see what he was going to be able to do the rest of the season. But, man, even better, he'd be able to do it at Oregon, right, a place where he has an infinite amount of talent at his disposal, way more so than Boston College. All right, here's another strike. But one thing I want to do in the future is go back and see if Boston College had a heavy emphasis on the tag game, because we know Joe Moorhead is all about that tag game, and we will have to see what his ball handling and decision-making is like, working those pass tags on the back of run calls. So, all right, here we go. Front-facing play action fake. Get depth. Let's look at the footwork. We haven't done that yet. Nice spacing. Push off on that front leg. Great weight transfer. Holds the ball. I kind of like that. He holds the ball kind of at his chest, so that's real strong. Somebody trying to bat at it when people are holding it real down low. But that's great spacing with his feet. Steps into it with a point and shoot foot. So, yep, steps into it, draws out that back leg. Get his Byron Leftwich on. Delivers another strike. Look at the product placement. That was dope, real dope. So, all right, there you go. Hopefully you have a little bit of understanding of what he's about. Just a quick film study, nothing too in-depth. You know that he's got some pretty good wheels, but he's a pocket-first guy, right? He's looking to push the ball to his wealth of receiving targets first and foremost. But Boston College love to use his legs in an emphasis to maybe help him out with the offensive line. Maybe the offensive line wasn't up to snuff, but you can see he can do a variety of throws. They do a variety of concepts at Boston College, so he has a little bit of pro stuff in him. And Joe Moorhead has a similar kind of makeup, though. But those pass tags on the back of run call is heavy in Joe Moorhead's offense, so we got to see what he's doing with that. We know Tyler Shuck is able to do it because Arroyo had those in his playbook as well. And Tyler Shuck's already been on campus and everything. I don't know, man. This is a tough one on me. You don't go get a grad transfer for no reason, right? Obviously, everyone wants experience in their QB room, and it could be that he's brought in as a hired gun. This is a pivotal year for Oregon football. Oregon can very well damn near they have a chance to win the national championship this year. They're extremely talented, very well coached, and man, it's the pickings out west. They have some really good teams out there, but it's a dearth of very good teams out there, and they should be able to pull through, in my opinion. So when they get in the playoffs, we'll see about that. Will they be battle tested enough? Actually, matter of fact, they will. They got a juggernaut game on the regular season schedule that they would have to get by for this to even be thought of. So I don't know. Maybe they're pushing all their chips in and going to get themselves a veteran QB and a hired gun instead of rolling with somebody with no starting experience and very little experience, period. So I don't know. You let me think in the comment section. Is he a hired gun? Is he brought in to start? Obviously, there will be a competition, but do you think he has a leg up in the competition, being as though that he was brought in by this coaching staff? He wasn't inherited or anything like that. He's a hand-picked guy by Joe Moorhead, not even by the coaching staff, right? I'm just specifically talking about Joe Moorhead, a guy who'll be running his offense. So this guy's hand-picked by Joe Moorhead. What do you think about that? Let me know, Duck fans, all right? With that being said, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, like this bad boy. Have it spreading out there, taking the message boards or wherever you got to take it. Let the Duck people know this is where it's at, all right? But I'm your boy, the Underground King, Murf Baldwin, Top Billing Sports, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top billing.